my name is Desiree, or avocado_circles, and welcome. Today, we are going to be looking at my old art and redrawing it. I could not think of anything more clever, I apologize. I have two drawings that we're redoing. The first one looks like this. Are we guessing who this is? Are we guessing who this is? Because it's Riser. It's Riser and his wife, Kristen. And then this next one is 4 characters that I have not yet told you guys about, which is kind of shocking considering my focus initially being literally just yap about my OCs all the time. So, this is gonna be a partial yap, a partial, like, what I think I've improved on in my old art, and I don't have a third topic. So, jumping right into it, this drawing was drawn in March of 2023, so like 3 years ago. That's crazy. This first one, like I said in my little intro, is of Riser and Kristen. This is actually Riser's first design. It was rough. It was a little rough comparatively to what it is now. Right off the bat, I'm noticing just a lack of understanding in anatomy, and also noticing that I just clearly did not use a reference for his body. Mistakes I have since learned from. I have so many references of bigger men now, and bigger women. I don't draw bigger women very often, so I'll get onto that one day. But Riser, he's my big fat man. He loves to eat, obviously. He prefers savory food, but his weakness is sweet food, if that makes any sense. Like, if you presented him like a big old greasy plate of french fries or a cake, he'd probably go for the french fries, but like behind closed doors, oh yeah. And you'd think that his wife being a professional chef would kind of help mitigate that weight. It doesn't. It kind of makes it worse, because she sees him and sees how happy it makes him to have good food, and he doesn't like emote very well on his face, but she knows. She likes to make him happy, so she likes to make him his favorite stuff, and it's super cute. However, I really feel like I just did not do them justice in this first drawing, at all. No. I do feel like Kristen turned out better out of the two of them, but I think that's just a matter of, like, I'm way more used to her body type than I was his at the time. And also, not to mention, in this drawing I made it look like they hate each other. They don't. They love each other very, very much, which leads into the current drawing. When I went to go redraw this drawing, my main focus was actually showing that these two individuals love each other, because I feel like more than anything, that's what the first drawing was missing. You may notice that in the beginning it looked really rough. It's because I still wasn't using a reference, but you can already tell that I have a much higher understanding of what bigger bodies are supposed to look like, so that's nice. For whatever reason, I always draw in his belly button and then cover him up. Anyway, I had, while I was drawing him, in mind that I needed his wife to be on the other side of him, and that he needed, like, his accessories and, like, his arm hair and stuff. All the design changes that have happened over the course of 3 years. And just, like, knowing his dynamic better. He's also had a lot of, like, story changes. Yes, he's a hardened man, but, like, don't take that the wrong way, by the way. But also, he's such a nice guy. And I mean that not in, like, the incel way. I mean that as in, like, he's, like, genuinely a nice dude. He has, like, pretty decent morals and, like, all that cool stuff that you might need to be a good person. So, knowing that, and knowing that his wife used to be living on a farm with her sister when she was younger, and, like, I don't know, tending to animals, I feel like they both needed to have like a good moral standing to like actually be okay with each other and love each other, you know? I did struggle a little bit with coloring Kristen specifically, because she's in desperate need of some sort of like redesign a little bit. I don't truly know what she looks like, which is entirely on me for jumping into a drawing where I'm trying to have her be, I don't know, the focus of the drawing, but it's fine. She ended up super cute. I think their pose is absolutely adorable and much more reflective of who they are. Now for like the rest of the drawing, I completely struggled to draw on a background because, girl, I wanted a background so bad in this one. I wanted it so bad. So I start by doing a little layout of their house so I can try and like, I don't know, transform it into the background and like force perspective and everything. And I was not vibing with it. So when my boyfriend gets home, I show him and I'm like, I hate the background. And he's like, oh, if you did this, I don't remember what he said, but it helps. If you do this, I feel like it would make it look better. And it did. And I like the drawing a lot now. So, yeah, Matthew saved the drawing, and here is the comparison of the now and the before. Sure. This next one was drawn January 24th of 2024, so basically literally 2 years ago. Obviously I start off by drawing Yolanda, but these 4 boys are 4 characters that I've been kind of brewing for a while anyway. Off the bat again, I'm noticing that this one holds up a lot better, except for the upwards face that I thankfully get rid of. I'm seeing whispers of how I draw now in this speed paint. And that quote, "What matters is that I won and they lost." Yeah, that's a quote from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012, excuse me. Raphael said that, and if that gives you any clue as to how these characters operate, or what they're based off of, I literally just spelled it out for you. So, this first character on the screen, his name is Dusk. This is like his 3rd redesign, but he's based off of Raphael from TMNT 2012. He is kind of not the same anymore, which is good. I quite enjoy that. Now he's a little he's quiet, like, obviously still the hothead of the team, but like he keeps it to himself relatively. He doesn't blow up on his brothers. If he's going to blow up, it's going to be on whoever they are fighting. He is the oldest of the group, and not biologically related to any of the other ones. Next up is Rain, who is being drawn now, and bear in mind that these designs do change a little bit here in like a few minutes. Rain he has a special ability where he's basically a human lie detector, and he is the quote-unquote Mikey of the group. He's very sweet, innocent, bouncy, he loves to have a good time. He kind of lost the pranker attitude he once had when he was a teenager, but he's still got that fun in him. He's such a silly and loyal guy. And then Rain is biologically related to Saint, who, his old name was Iris, but it doesn't fit the vibe. So, the Saint, his name reflects who he is. I say Saint, and that's just all you need to imagine. Like, he is the leader of the group. He's based off of Leonardo. The main change is that he is, like, very quiet, very stoic. He only speaks when he absolutely needs to, or when his teammates are just being, like, idiots and he needs to explain them out of a situation. He is Very compassionate, very caring, and I think, like I said, biologically related to Rain. And then Nigel, he is the brainiac of the group, the Donatello, if you will. He creates inventions that helps him and his brothers fight, and I am calling them brothers, even though only 2 of them are related. Like I said, found family, they're brothers. Nigel is the only one who does not have an ability. He has something wrong with him. I don't know what the name of the disorder is yet, but simply does not have one. He copes and like fights through inventing. So that's cool. With those little poses that appeared on screen, I did notice that my anatomy is still not up to snuff with what it is right now. But regardless, I feel like this old art holds up really well. I just wanted to redraw my boys, I'll be so honest with you. Like, look at Nigel's hand right there. Dang, no wonder I kept it even though his pose was extraordinarily stiff. Yeah. And for the newest iteration of the drawing, I tried very hard to focus on what they look like now and how they act now. Basically, same as the first drawing. I feel like the designs that changed the most were absolutely just Rain. Rain changed a lot. I feel like... Okay, there we go. I feel like the main thing that changed was my understanding of what a body actually looks like. My anatomy held up pretty well in the old drawings, but now, I really feel like I have a better understanding of just how hair moves, how muscles look. I was using a reference for Dusk, actually. I just bought the book Morpho. Oh my god, that's a life changer, dude. It's a life changer. $40 well spent, I think, because dang, Dusk ended up looking really good. I move on to drawing Rain, who I think also looks stellar and looks a lot more akin to the personality I was just describing. Also, I was so freaking sad to cover up Dusk's muscles, but he wouldn't just rock around shirtless. That's not who he is. Anyway, I move on to drawing Rain in a much cuter way. I don't know why in the world I didn't make his hair curlier in the first drawing. I'm gonna be so for real with you. I feel like just the curly hair reflects his personality so much better. But otherwise, the other characters' designs stay relatively the same other than their outfits. I tried to make their outfits just, like, cuter. I don't know. I've been talking about them with my boyfriend a lot lately, and, like, their relationships with other characters. Like, eventually in our story, all 4 of these boys meet, who is, like, the equivalent of their sister as they learn. I guess that might be a spoiler. I might have to, like, bleep the name, but yeah, I quite enjoy how these new designs look, like, way more. I feel like Saint still has something to be desired, and I think it's mainly his face. I don't think I know how to draw a stoic guy yet, but I'll get there. I feel like I also enjoy the colors I chose. I changed up the composition, like, a lot comparatively to the first one, because I wanted them to be cute and standing next to each other, and in the name of keeping it similar to the last drawing, I do put their names on there, but I feel like it was completely unnecessary. Here is the comparison between the old and the new. Anyway, that about does it. Thank you so much for watching my video of old versus new art. I had a lot of fun redrawing the old stuff and taking a moment to really reflect on who my characters are. It always makes me so happy to think about my boys and my girl, I guess, but my boys. So, I hope that you check out the links in my description. I have a coffee page down there. I'm just saying. And like and subscribe And I'll see you next time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and like and subscribe, and comment if you want to. Yeah. Bye.